What's up, y'all? Gnarly Bob here. So, MXGP 2021, the new one just dropped, and it looks pretty crappy, if I'm being dead honest. So, I assume I'm not the only one who thinks that, and I'm also going to assume that a lot of people are going to be buying MXGP 21 because the new one is just crap, plain and simple. So I just figured, because I've put about 100 hours into this game now, I figured I would just give some tips and tricks that I've come to find help a lot in this game. So yeah, first off, I want to say you should definitely start with the lowest possible AI difficulty setting. And I hesitate to say this, but possibly also with all assists on. And I hesitate to say it because part of me says maybe it's better to learn on the realistic assist mode so you don't have to relearn when you bump it up. But definitely the lowest AI difficulty, and you should play against them until you can get first every time, and then bump it up to the next level and repeat that process. Next, I don't know how many of you actually ride in real life, but I happen to. So contrary to real life physics, the in-game physics allow you to move faster when you're wheeling. So I'm pretty much always pulling back on both sticks, with the exception of when I'm in first gear or high second, because it just might buck you off if you're not careful with it. Pulling back on both sticks when sending a jump will also get you higher and farther. Once you get good with it, you can even wheelie up the big hill at Maggiora like I'm doing in this video. Yeah, but all I know is that whenever I'm neck and neck with another rider on a straightaway, I start wheeling and I pull ahead rather quickly. Next, I use scrubs for purely functional reason, not for aesthetics. They're best when used to send jumps farther but not higher. More airtime equals longer lap times. So yeah, you really just want to use scrubs for that purpose, because if you're not careful with that, then you could end up wiping out. Next, yeah, the cornering physics can be a bit slidey, as people say. You kind of just slide around a lot in turns. But once you learn to control it, it can be your most powerful weapon in this game, and I sure have learned to weaponize it. Also, in the corners, depending on the sharpness of them, my approach angle and approach speed, I feather the clutch and either the front brake or the right joystick in the direction I'm turning. So I'm always feathering the clutch and the corners, but depending on those factors, I will either feather the clutch and front brake or the clutch and the right joystick at the same time. And that part's important. When you rapidly trigger one of those two combinations simultaneously, it will give you a sharper turn angle, and the clutch modulating gives you a nice boost throughout and out of the corners. Next, you don't always have to be on the gas. In many cases, in fact, being conservative with the gas will make you faster. Learn the tracks, know when to let off the gas when coming into a berm, also when sending jumps. Sometimes you'll overshoot to flat and just collapse and fall. So again, learn the tracks and know when to modulate that throttle so you don't overshoot. Next, mid-air control. Utilize those sticks. I'm going to say that again. If you're mid-air and about to land head-on with the turn, because maybe you overshot, like I said previously, throw both sticks to the respective side and focus on air awareness. so that when your landing zone or landing position looks a little grim, you're making a preemptive effort to course correct. Next, find your rhythm. Try to land on the downside of the jumps as much as possible. As you learn the tracks, you'll figure out which jumps are good to full send and which ones you need to just pump over so you can keep your rhythm. You'll also find in the video that I shoot a pretty unconventional gap that looks pretty dang cool. Go for those big gaps. It'll shave time off your laps in most cases. So, what I mean by that is basically just if you're in a section where there's like a dragon back or a triple or a quad, sometimes it's not best to shoot the whole quad. You know, you don't want to do that because you might just land a triple and then you downside it and it fucks up your whole rhythm. So yeah, just focus on well, like I said, you'll learn the tracks and you'll figure out which jump over so that you can keep your rhythm. And here I am shooting that unconventional gap right now. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it. I'm gonna let the rest of this gameplay play out, and I'll throw in the first person footage of this race too, just so you kind of have an idea, because I always play in first person. It's another thing. If you want to be a first person player, you're gonna want to start in first person because it can be really hard to switch later on. So yeah, obviously I'm probably playing on too low of a difficulty level, but I just did this so that you guys could get an idea of, you know, so I had some space to show you my technique. So yeah, that I think that's pretty much it. I appreciate everybody watching this, and this game is definitely worth the money. I really recommend getting this game. And if you do, let me know. You know, we can hop into a lobby and run some races together. You know, I can give you some one-on-one pointers too if you need. So yeah, honestly, I wouldn't buy MXGP 24. You know, yeah, it looks pretty shitty, if I'm being just upfront about that, you know. So yeah, but thanks to everybody who tuned in, and yeah, check out some of my other videos if you like this. Probably gonna be doing more MXGP content just because I'm really into this game right now. But yeah, thanks again. Peace, guys.